This is Shayne with I Love Virginia Beer podcast. We are coming to you today to talk about the Virginia Craft Brewers Festival going on in Charlottesville this weekend. With us today on the show is Dave Warwick. Dave, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, everybody. What's up, Virginia Craft Beer lovers? My name is Dave. I am the founding brewmaster for Three Notch'd Brewing Company, and I'm very, very proud to say that we are hosting this year's Virginia Craft Brewers Festival coming up this August 18th, this Saturday.
Thank you very much for being on with us today, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure. Thanks for having us.
So this weekend's festival coming up this Saturday in Charlottesville, like you just said. This is the 7th annual of the Virginia Craft Brewers Festival. Is that right?
Yep, that is correct.
So tell me a little bit about how this festival got started 7 years ago and how it got to be where it is today.
Sure. Well, it all began with the Virginia Craft Brewers Guild. They wanted to put on a big party to focus on and highlight, showcase local Virginia craft breweries. And I'm proud to say that I've been at every single one. I was at the very first one. I was actually with another brewery at the time, and there was about 20 breweries maybe. Very small, intimate. Out at Devil's Backbone was the original host of it. And it was just, I'm telling you, man, it was just an incredible time. And it's such a good party that it's exploded. And now there's 84 breweries going to be at this year's all Virginia. Every single brewery is a Virginia brewery. So super excited about it. It's a sentimental festival for me, is because the first one is actually where I met the guys that wanted to start Three Notch'd Brewery. And then fast forward 6 years later, here we are hosting. This is our second year hosting it. So yeah, it really is the best festival in the whole state, and it is the only festival with so many Virginia-only breweries, and that's it. So it's going to be a great time.
That's cool. So you actually have a personal connection for it, and you guys are hosting it as well, which is really awesome.
Yeah, it's very serendipitous, Shayne.
So the primary goal of this, this is really just to celebrate Virginia's craft brew scene, right? There's no donations or anything like that. This is just about Virginia's craft beer scene.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a highlight of all of the beers. Virginia is really one of the greatest craft beer states in the country, and we have some incredible beer. Usually Oregon, California, Colorado, they get so much of the attention. That they're kind of what you think of throughout the country when you think of craft beer states. But man, I tell you, we're here to tell you that Virginia is amazing breweries making amazing beers, all different kinds of beers from all over the world. The cool thing about this is this festival is going to be it's perfect for the novice craft beer drinker. You're thinking like, all right, what's this craft beer hype about? I like my lighter beers. I don't really know if I like IPAs or this, but we have something for everybody. There's going to be light lagers. There's going to be pilsners, fruity summertime wheat ales. But then there's also going to be heaven for the craft beer connoisseurs. There's going to be barrel-aged stouts. There's going to be fruited sours. You name it, Belgian beers, German beers, all kinds of American beers. So there really is something for everybody. So don't be intimidated if craft beer is intimidating for you, because with 84 breweries and they're all serving 2 to 8 beers, you will find something that you will enjoy. So it's a great introduction to craft beer, but it's also something for the beer nerds as well, like me.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the Colorado thing. As a Colorado guy, and I know you lived in Colorado for a while, I can say definitively that Virginia beer scene is unbelievable. It is exploding. We've got some of the best beer I've ever drank in my entire life right here in the state.
Well, thank you, and I completely agree with you. I've had beers from probably half the states in the country, and I tell you, Virginia really is right up there. Really is making some amazing product out here.
So tell me, what is the biggest, newest thing that's going on this particular year that wasn't in the past years?
So yeah, as we're growing and bigger, there's a couple new projects we're taking on. One is we have a sours house, sours showcase basically. Sour beers and wild ales are one of the fastest growing styles in the country right now. And Virginia's right there in the mix of it, making some incredible sours. Completely different than what most of us are used to. So it's a great chance to showcase that. And then we're also really going to focus on food as well. It's not just about the beer. There's an incredible amount of food that is going to be here. We're going to have 8 food trucks, and then we're ranging from an incredible amount of variety of foods, everything from tacos to pizza to sliders, burgers, you name it. But also we're going to have some educational seminars and sessions this year for everybody. There's like 5 or 6 different food and beer pairing based seminars that you're going to have. Everything from a very introductory kind of food pairing with beer 101, done by our very own Rob Mullen, who's our production manager, has over 27 years in brewing experience, a foodie as well. He's going to do a very basic presentation, but then also you're going to have much more detailed. We're going to kind of dive into some of the details of brewing beer pairing as well with our chef Patrick Carroll. Another incredible resume. He graduated magna cum laude from Johnson and Wales in Miami. He's done internships in France and Ireland. He's cooked amazing dishes all over the country. He's going to be doing a presentation as well, where he's going to really dive into a little more details about the food. So that's the main thing that's new this year. There's a lot more education and little side things, as if tasting beer for hours on hours isn't enough. We have a lot of education and food-based presentations for you as well.
That food pairing thing, that actually is open to everybody with a admission, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And it looks like that's going to start, just so everybody knows, that's actually going to start at the festival at 4 p.m. So make sure you're getting to the festival early enough that you can take part in that food and craft beer pairing, because that's going to be really educational and really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I also understand on top of all that food, the food vendors, the 8 food trucks, and the food pairing, there's going to be quite a bit of other entertainment as well. I think there are 3 bands. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So Salt Black is going to be the opener. They're an incredible band out of RVA and Richmond. if you don't know what RVA means, they play good old Americana music with some good guitars, and they play kind of have a lot of blues and folk kind of background to them. Put on a good show, and then LB Brass. Brass band out of Harrisonburg, all Virginia bands, of course. They're just what they sound like. A lot of horns, a lot of brass, and they put on one incredible show. A lot of funky music, and they are definitely entertainers. And then the headliner, which I got to be honest, I'm most excited about. It's one of my wife and I's very favorite bands. Is 3 Sheets to the Wind. We've seen them probably 6 or 7 times, and they are ready. Get ready for this now. They are a yacht rock cover band. When you think of yacht rock, which you might not know what yacht rock is, but yacht rock is like 80s soft rock. When you think of like Daryl Hall and Oates, like she's a man eater. Billy Joel. Let's see, they play Africa by Toto. A little bit of everything, and they put on an amazing show. Very, very talented guys. They've been doing it for a long time. They're based out of Richmond, and definitely looking forward to that.
Outside of the bands, is there anything for families and kind of other entertainment to keep people running and going?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's plenty of non-alcoholic beverages for everybody as well. Not only for family friendly, for children under 21, but also for designated drivers. And there's a designated driver package as well for a lot less money than the general admission. But we're going to have kombucha there. We're going to have Blue Ridge kombucha and Mountain Culture kombucha there, and we're going to have Snowing in Space coffee there. And then with the 8 food trucks that we have, there is also they all have, every soda you can think of, bottled water and Pepsi, Coke, Mountain Dew, Sprite, and all that and all. But the cool thing about this place is where we're having it, it's an art park. It's a really great venue. So there's all these kind of cool little structures throughout this park that the kids can climb on. Some they can't. I don't want to say you can climb on everything. But there's tricycles there in the middle of it all. There's going to be cornhole. There's going to be giant Jenga, I'm sure. So it's a park. So it's definitely very, very, very family friendly. Plenty of entertainment for kids as well.
Sounds like an awesome.
Free.
So some people, we've got listeners and viewers that are coming from all over the state. Maybe haven't been to Charlottesville. Tell us a little bit about the town and what we can expect.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely love Charlottesville. My wife and I were super excited to meet to move here. It is in itself is an alcoholic beverage drinker's paradise. If you love looking over good, gorgeous views on beautiful days and enjoying alcoholic beverages with your friends and family, Charlottesville is definitely the place for you. It's right in the heart of Central Virginia, pretty much smack dab. So it's easy to get from almost anywhere in the state. Right off of 64 and 29 where they intersect. But make a weekend out of it. If you live far from Charlottesville, make a weekend out of it. Come early, stay late, because there's incredible not only breweries in the Charlottesville area, but there's also so many wineries. There's cideries. There's a meadery only 35 minutes away, Honey Wine, if you're not sure what mead is. There's a sake brewery right in Charlottesville. There are distilleries, incredible distilleries. So there's so much to do in Charlottesville alone, even if you only come to the festival for an hour or two. There's so much to do. It's just Charlottesville is really, really good people. It's a foodie town for sure. There's a lot of history. If you're a history buff, definitely take time to tour Monticello. Thomas Jefferson's home is just 15 minutes away from Charlottesville. So there's great theater, great music venues. So much more to do than just a beer festival. So definitely come early and stay late.
I didn't know about the sake distillery. That's really cool.
Yeah, they just opened up.
Very nice.
North American sake brewery, they're called.
That's cool. So the tickets are currently, all the VIP tickets are sold out, which means if you want a VIP ticket, you just got to be earlier next year. That's the way it is.
So here's what you do if you want a VIP ticket. You go on your calendar on your phone and mark on your calendar much earlier in the summer, get VIP tickets. It's a great deal. It's sold out fast, but unfortunately for this year we're all sold out.
That's the best advice I've heard. Right now you can still get general admission tickets. They're $50. You got basically 3 days to still get your tickets. If you wait all the way up until Saturday morning, you'll be paying $60 at the gate, right?
Yep. So you can buy them online. Very, very easy. The site is vacraftbrewersfest.com.
Yep, and we'll have a link to all that here in the post when we post this up too as well. As far as getting there and parking, and it's an outdoor venue, so rain or shine, what are we looking at with that?
So parking is not a problem at all, because the venue, or Ix Art Park and Three Notch'd, is right just 4 blocks from the downtown mall. So we have all of the parking amenities that downtown has. There's 3 parking garages. There's several more other parking lots, all within just a few blocks of Ix Art Park. There's street parking if you get early enough. And there's going to be a little bit of parking for the early birds at Ix Art Park itself. The park itself is 17 acres, and there's a lot of that is parking lot and all. But get there early for that. But if you can't get there early, head right to the downtown of Charlottesville, Market Street and Water Street. There's parking garages and parking lots all around.
What will you be doing during the festival?
Oh man, so last year at the festival, my goal was to introduce myself and say hi to all 80 plus breweries. Well, that didn't happen, so I'm going to try extra hard to make that happen this year. I ended up running around like crazy, helping out with our booth, running upstairs. I did a couple presentations. I didn't have one single beer, Shayne, last year. I was too busy. This year, I am definitely going to have a lot of beer and talk and network with a lot of my brewer friends. It's going to be great to see them. But there will be plenty of setup work and plenty of closing down work as well. But I want to try to see as many breweries as I can this year.
Not drinking beer at a beer festival is criminal, man.
I know. Big failure on my part last year, Shayne. Big failure.
All right. So that is the Virginia Craft Brewers Festival coming up this Saturday, August 18th. The gates open at 12:30 for the general admission. If you already have your VIP tickets, that opens up at 11:30, right?
Yes. Yep.
All right. So make sure you're showing up early so you can find parking. I Love Virginia Beer. We will be there. We'll have a booth. So you can come by. You can buy a T-shirt, buy a hat. We got hoodies. We got all sorts of fun stuff. And if you're a brewery and you're watching this, stop on by the booth, our tent. We're going to be doing live video casts on Facebook throughout the festival with breweries so we can showcase what you brought to it, what's new for you, where people can find you. So stop on by our booth. Anything else we want to tell people about the festival?
I mean, it's just a great time. It's showcasing Virginia craft beer, something for absolutely everybody, for the novice beer drinker, for the experienced beer drinker. And again, it's a sentimental beer for me, beer fest for me, because it's where I found the Three Notch'd guys. And yeah, that covers it. A lot of food, definitely come hungry. 8 food trucks, again, ranging from, there's a pizza food truck called Grillzilla. How fun does that sound? Tasty. 106th Street Food food truck is one of my very favorites. It's kind of funny. I guess every single country in the whole world has 106th Street, because this food truck has something from almost every country, it seems like. There's, of course, American fare, like a good cheesesteak sub. And then they've got falafel. They've got pork schnitzel, a falafel pita, Cuban melt, a little bit of everything. There's going to be a Mexican taco truck there. And also, to go back to your question for the kids, there's going to be Blue Ridge Creamery there as well, kettle corn, just something for everybody. Even if you don't want to drink beer at all, there's still going to be it's going to be a great day for you. And the best thing of all, the best entertainment that we're going to have is your friends and family. You know, it's going to be an absolute great time, spending times, connect with somebody maybe on another part of the state that you don't get to see often, or bring a truckload of your own friends from your hometown. And they're going to provide a lot of entertainment for us, especially after they have a lot more drinks and all. But great time for friends and family for sure.
I know for one, I am super excited. I can't wait to get out there.
Yeah, you're going to be pretty busy there too, it sounds like, as well. I hope you have plenty of time for beer drinking.
I'll sneak some in there, I promise.
Well, looking forward to seeing you again, Shayne.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much for joining me, Dave. It's Dave Warwick with Three Notch'd Brewing. Very much thankful for talking to you, and have a great day.
Yeah, Shayne, thank you so much. Cheers. See you Saturday, everybody.